In the scam home warranty business, the people are represented by two separate but equally lazy groups: the authorization agents who deny claims and smoke like chimneys, and the technicians who lie through their teeth to snag a few extra bucks. These are their stories. The microwave of supreme quality. I ordered McDonald's that morning, but left the chocolate shake for last. I was in the middle of pouring some of it into my ice cold coffee from the break room, which had no sugar or cream in it, when the call came in around lunchtime. I took a swig of the concoction that tasted as mediocre as it looked, and I put the tech in my ear and got to work. Scam home warranty, the Mad King and Queen here. Ready for a claim number if you are. The tech responded with the claim number, adding, "I'm at the house right now." I asked him if this was a GE microwave. The technician corrected me, saying it was a Whirlpool, providing the model, serial, and answering all the other 12 questions we ask in a microwave. I finished typing up the diagnosis and chugged the last bit of coffee I had before asking, "So, what's the problem with it?" The tech responded that the window had a crack in it. I asked if this was the window as part of a faceplate, or does it have buttons on it, or is it purely just glass or something? This was an important distinction as we only covered one of those things and not the rest. The tech responded it's all the same piece, and there's no evidence of physical damage, and it might have been cracked from the heat. I pointed out that this doesn't even make sense. Was the magnetron acting up? I inquired. Tech responded, no, it's working correctly, but the owners said it's cooking unevenly. I said, this sounds a lot like arcing to me. The tech said, I'm telling you for the second time, it didn't arc. I asked what the technician's recommended fix was. He said that he could install the part today if I authorized the repair. I asked for the part number, and the technician responded with the part number immediately. Looking it up, I found that I could get that part for $100 from our supplier online. Tech responded that his guy can get it for $150. I told him I'd be happy to have the parts department order the part and have it sent over and just authorize the technician on the labor for the repair. The tech responded, oh, that sounds good, but I'll need 2 hours of labor at $90 an hour. I responded, okay, so with the customer service call fee of $55 as a pickup, you would need authorization for $125 then, correct? The tech said, no, I'll need auth for $180. Customer service call fee is just to get me in the door. I responded curiously, you need 2 hours of labor on top of your service call fee? The tech said, yes, and you're not going to rip me off, you hear? I said, I'm not going to cover the repair. We're offering the customer a buyout. The tech said, why the hell would you buy out this microwave? I responded, because it's cheaper to provide the customer with funds to replace the unit than to repair it. Given its age and the price of a new unit, it is in the best interest of Scam Home Warranty to make the customer an offer. The tech responded curtly, you're not going to do that. I had no response. I was too busy typing out the buyout offer. The tech repeated, I said you are not going to do that. I said, oh, I heard you, but it doesn't change the buyout offer, however. The tech responded, I am not going to let you buy out this unit. You are going to authorize this repair, or I'll tell the customer you're trying to rip them off. I responded, no, thank you. The customer will receive our offer in the next couple hours or so. If you'd like to speak with vendor relations about this claim, I am happy to transfer you. Tech said, you're damn right I want to talk to them about you and your horrific attitude. I've never been treated like this over the phone. Who the hell do you click? I had already transferred the technician before he finished the sentence. I wrote up a task to customer service. Call customer and inform. In order to provide a long-term solution to the issues with the microwave, Scam Home Warranty has determined it best to offer funds towards the purchase of a new unit in the sum of $179. I then tasked to vendor relations the following. Tech trying to force coverage instead of buyout on a microwave became irate on the line when informed this was not going to happen. Tech possibly did work without auth or does not understand Scam Home Warranty has the absolute authority to determine coverage, not himself. Pull the call, Tech is cursing on the line. The conclusion of the claim is that the tech did indeed try and get the customer riled up, But the customer was pretty fine with the buyout, possibly because they themselves had broken the unit and were trying to get a new one in the first place. The tech was put on hold for 2 weeks, but that had to be removed due to high volume in the area. I got him a few times after this, but he never tried that nonsense again on my line, at least. The microwave that grew legs and walked around. Sometime during the spring, I'm peeling open a Pop Tart of the blueberry variety when I see a call come in from Sears. Their techs run calls for us, typically when we have a claim in the middle of nowhere. Dispatch and auth, for that matter, would prefer to overpay a Sears technician rather than let the customer get their own tech, since it's cheaper than paying retail rates on whatever small town tech they have at their disposal. I picked up the phone when Sears called in saying, "Scam home warranty, the Mad King and Queen here. Got a claim for me?" Tech responded with the claim number. I asked him if he was at the customer's house. He said, "Yes, I am standing right in front of the microwave." I got the make, model, and serial off of him, along with the other 12 questions we ask on every microwave. The technician finished giving me all of that information and said, "It looks like the control board died." I asked if he had a part number and a price on that board for me. He responded quickly, "Yes, here is the part number, but our supplier says it's no longer manufactured." I checked myself with our supplier and I said, "Well, it looks like in addition to this part no longer being manufactured, all three substitutions that used to exist for it aren't being made either." The tech responded, "Well, I could go with a rebuild, but that could take weeks. I'd have to pull that control board and mail it in to Sears and have them refix it. And also, this thing is so small, I wouldn't recommend throwing any new parts in it, or even rebuilt ones for that matter." I responded curiously, "How small is it?" The tech responded, "Oh, it fits on the counter." I checked the model number off of GE's website for the unit, and I said, "Hold on, is this unit above the range or built in?" The tech responded, "No, this is a countertop unit." I was quite happy. I said, "Oh, we don't cover countertop units, so I can just go ahead and deny the claim from here, and you can bill us out for your service call fee." Tech said, "Yeah, okay," and then he hung up. A few weeks later, I get a message from my boss in the intra-office mail. He says, "Hey, open up claim number something. I'm going to come over here and talk to you about it." I open it up and discover a full page of notes going back and forth between customer service and retention, along with a log of several emails from the customer attached to the claim. My heart was in my throat when my boss came to my desk. My boss said, "So, you denied this as a countertop model, right?" I said, "Yes, the tech gave it to me over the phone, and I ran with the denial for it that way." My boss said, "Okay, check out the last two emails attached and read them right now." I opened up the first email, which is a Sears invoice for the service call fee. Very standard boilerplate. However, in the type section, the tech listed built-in model. Before I even read the second email, I told my boss, "That's bullshit. You can pull the call. He said it was a countertop model. Even the model number is for a countertop." The boss told me to just open the second email. Attached to the second email was a long and rambly email from the customer accusing us of fraud and maintaining that this was a built-in model in the first place. But I knew that wasn't really the point of the email when I saw the attached picture. The picture was of a microwave sticking out of a wooden cabinet in what is clearly a haphazard and rushed installation. You can even see sawdust on the countertop next to it for the hole they drilled to run the power cable through and plugged into an outlet on the wall. I told my boss it's 100% a staged photo. They just put it up there to argue coverage. My boss responded calmly, "You know that. I know that. The Sears guy knows that. And the customer sure as hell knows that. But they have a picture and we don't. Yes, it's plain for everyone to see what actually happened, but we don't have a leg to stand on with this denial." I said, "So I have to authorize the repair now?" And he said, "No, you are offering the customer a buyout for a mid-range model." I said, "Fine." My boss said, "Next time, make sure you have a picture before denying for this kind of failure, okay?" I said, "All right." I typed up the following buyout offer to the customer, tasking it to customer service for the claim. Call customer and inform in order to provide a long-term solution to ongoing issues with the microwave. Scam home warranties determined it best to provide the customer with funds towards the purchase of a new unit. in the amount of $249. The conclusion is that I never again trusted a Sears tech on their word for a denial. I always demanded pictures on those claims. Maybe Sears techs are usually legitimate, but the stuff that this tech pulled on this claim was just too much to bear. I couldn't trust them anymore. You have the following two options. Option 1, pay me the correct labor for the job, or option 2, pay me the correct parts for the job. A technician called in one day saying they were unable to bill out. I asked for the claim number, and we're in business. I asked the tech, this is a claim from 3 months ago. Why are you calling it in now? Tech said, well, we tried billing for it, but the system wouldn't let us. It said the authorization number is invalid, and your hold times are insane. We kept calling in and waiting and gave up. I responded, no, that's a valid authorizations number from what I can see. Tech said, hey, can you do me a favor and do your job and just read the itemized section of the diagnostic? So I opened up the diagnostic and took a look at it, reading it, just letting the dead air hang in the meantime. The tech said, hello, started pressing buttons in my ear. Hello, hello. I asked him to please not do that. The tech said, you haven't answered my question. I responded, there was no question asked. Tech said, I asked you to read the itemized section of the diagnostic. I said, I did, and I don't see any issues with it. The tech said, no, you read it to me. I responded, reading out the diagnostic. $90 for labor, $50 for parts with a zero pickup, billable to scam home warranty of $140. Tech said, oh, that's not going to work. I responded, why? The tech said, well, our tech went out there twice for a total of 3 hours on the unit, and the parts were closer to $200. And our hourly rate is $100 an hour, and the entire diagnostic needs to be fixed. I responded how I was supposed to fix it, and the tech said, you aren't listening to me at all. I responded, why would I change the labor on a claim from 3 months ago, or the parts? You put a diode in that unit worth less than $10. The tech said, yeah, that was entered in error. We need to fix it now. I read off the claim. It says here that a technician's name input this online into our vendor portal. Did they not have the authority to submit claims? Tech responded, that was me. I made a mistake when I was entering it, so we're going to have to fix it. I pulled their vendor packet. It says here in the packet your hourly rate is 60, and it also says 60 on the claim as well, not 100. Also, it says that technician's name submitted the vendor packet. Yes, that was me, and I made another mistake. I said, so this is the only claim you've done with us. Would it be easier for me to just turn your account off so that you can get the paperwork in order? Tech said, no, just fix the claim right now. I laughed slightly. Sure. Let's start with the parts. What parts did you use, and why are they different from the ones in the diagnostic? Tech said, well, it wasn't just the diode. The control board and capacitor also blew. I asked if she had a part number for that board. The tech said, no, it was 3 months ago. Why would I still have the part number? So I looked it up myself using the model number from the diagnostic sheet. I looked at our supplier, and I found that control board in a couple seconds. So it says here that we can get the board for $90. If you'd like, I can have parts purchase this board for you and send it to you for free. The tech said, well, it wasn't also the control board. It was also the cap. I didn't have to look it up to know that the tech was lying to me. The cap and diode come together as part of a kit. The part number you put in the diagnostic is for that exact kit. But now I'm wondering how, and more importantly, why, 3 electrical components all failed at the same time on the microwave. The tech said it wasn't at the same time. The cap and diode failed, so we fixed it. Then the customer called us back as it still wasn't working the next day. That's why we need 3 hours of labor. I said, oh, so you were performing a recall on the unit then, right? It was the exact same next day, right? The tech said, yeah, that's correct. I responded, well, there's no labor on a recall within 30 days. Also, the customer never called us about additional failures. And if they had, we would have considered it a misdiagnosis, which also would include no additional labor. But all of these signs are pointing towards a power surge or maybe arcing, and I'm thinking I'm going to deny the claim for that reason. The tech spoke quickly. The customer called us directly, saying Scam Home Warranty told us to go back out there. I noted there were no calls here from customer service or dispatch to that effect. And also, if you did go out again without telling us, that would make this work done without authorization, which would be denied as well. The tech spoke very curtly. You have two options: pay me the correct flavor for the job or pay me the correct parts for the job. I said no. The tech screamed, "What do you mean, no? This is a covered claim. You will pay me for the work my company did for your customer, and there will be no more discussion on the matter. What is my new authorizations number?" I just let the silence sit there. The tech was breathing heavily on the line and shoving the phone receiver as close to her ear as possible to try and hear if she had any reaction out of me. I just remained silent while the tech screamed yet again, "What is my new authorizations number?" I responded there was no new authorizations number. The tech said, "Why isn't there one?" I responded, "Because I have removed you from the claim and issued a buyout offer to the customer." The tech said, "You can't do that. What about my parts and labor?" I said, "Well, you must speak with vendor relations in order to request an exception payment be issued, as you have no authorization tied to this claim. You may choose to pull your parts from the unit to recoup your investment in it, but there is no new or old authorization on the claim going forward." The tech roared, "I am not pulling parts from a microwave that has already fried every part we put on it." I spoke very quickly. "On top of the misdiagnosis, you have admitted to lying about the cause of the failure in order to obtain authorization. There is now a hold on your account, which only a manager in vendor relations can remove." The tech said, "Oh, are you fuck?" And with a click, the technician was off my line. I wrote out the following task to customer service on the claim: call customer and inform in order to provide a long-term solution to multiple problems in the microwave. Scam Home Warranties determined it best to buy out the unit and offer customer funds towards the purchase of a new unit. I then tasked the following to vendor relations: tech lied about the cause of failure, trying to pad bill. See notes above in the diagnostic for how and why. The conclusion is, of course, that tech never called back. Vendor relations obviously wasn't going to go chasing after a tech, and they had been caught lying on the claim, so they had no reason to continue doing business with us. Kind of a win-win, from my opinion, but at least the customer got a new microwave out of it all. The evasive microwave and the fribble quibble. There were many times in my youth where I would get a random desire for a milkshake, and my grandfather was more than happy to oblige. On one occasion, driving 40 minutes out of the way to hit a Friendly's after ducking out of some community event that me and him were bored of. So, when I saw it pop up on Uber Eats, I pulled the trigger immediately on some milkshakes. It was a brisk Saturday in early autumn, and our phones were going strong as some sort of warm front hit Colorado, and folks realized that their AC, which was limping along during the summer, had already given up the ghost and died that morning. I was writing up a denial for a condensing fan motor that was covered in leaves when my fribbles arrived. My coffee ice cream fribble was a delight, unlike the technician on my phone who railed against the denial and tried to play it off like he sent in the wrong picture. Threats of me losing my job were still ringing in my ear when the next call came in, and I answered after taking another swig from my frozen treat. "Scam Home Warranty, the Mad King and Queen here, got a claim for me." Tech responded, "I have a service work order here for a Mrs. Smith. I am the appliance tech she called, and apparently you're reimbursing her or something." I said, "Okay. What is the service work order number?" The tech responded with the correct number, and I said, "Okay. Are you at the house right now?" The tech responded that he was. I asked if he had the model, serial, make, age, and the other 12 questions we ask on a microwave. The technician provided all of the needed information to me and then finished up by saying, "This lady is going to need a new microwave." I asked why she needed a new microwave. He said, "Well, this one is dead." I asked how it ended up dying. He said, "Well, normal wear and tear. This thing is like 7 years old." I asked which parts specifically died. He said the control board, the fuse, and the capacitor. I asked if there are any signs of arcing, and he said none. I asked if it would turn on at all, and he said no, it wouldn't. I asked if the board was inside of the door or if it was in the machine in the side somewhere else. He said no, it's inside the machine, not the door. I asked how he opened up the unit, and he said, why does it matter? I said, I would like to know how all three failed at the same time, and opening it up would tell me how. And he said, why does it matter if I open it up or not? Are you just trying to deny this old lady's microwave? I responded, I have to ask these questions. A diagnosis without those answers on it cannot be reimbursed. We could cut to the chase right now if you have a picture of the unit. Tech said, fine, you want a picture? And I could hear the tech walk into the house, take a picture with some mumbled exchanges from the customer. The tech responded quickly, where do I send it? I gave the technician the phone number for the Google phone and told him I could watch it come in right now. The tech said, done. I hope you choke on it. I put myself on mute because I just couldn't stop laughing when the picture came in. The technician's camera skills were nothing to brag about, but he had handed me a better denial than any I could have asked for. The microwave itself was immaculate, very nice, mounted above the range. However, you could clearly see the range itself and the coffee maker to its side on the counter. Both appliance clocks read 12, blinking, despite it being late in the afternoon. I put the tech back on and let them know we would be calling the customer shortly with our determination, and with a curse, the tech hung up the phone. I tasked the following denial to customer service. Call customer and inform not a covered claim. The microwave has multiple failures and must be replaced. Pictures from the technician confirm the kitchen was hit by a power surge or a power outage. Per C6, failures due to either on a microwave are excluded. I wrote an internal auth note for nobody to read out loud. The customer may try to open claims for other appliances in the home. It is possible the microwave was a test by them to see if we would cover such a failure. The conclusion of the claim is that I saw it come back from retention twice. The first time the customer alleged we had doctored the image in some way, and I was able to prove it was identical to the one that the customer provided as proof of that doctoring. The second time, the customer demanded an appeal through a second opinion tech. The new tech predictably sent in a picture of the kitchen with all of the appliances showing the correct time. However, I requested pictures of inside the unit showing the failed components. The customer instead canceled the policy. In all, that customer paid two different technicians more than the buyout on that microwave in the first place. However, they did receive a refund for the several months they had paid into the policy. So it kind of evened out in the end. But that said, staging a picture is something we were taught to watch out for in training. Hello and welcome, and thank you for joining us here today for another Scam Home Warranty video. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button, hit the comment section, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell button, and of course, follow us here on Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Twitch, and join our Discord. All of these links will be in the description. And a special thank you to our patron, D_B, for being a tier 3 sub this whole time. If you would like to join our Patreon, only $1 a month gets you in the door as a member of the Scam Home Warranty family. I hope to see you on the next video.